I'm about to get in the shower. I called the water company. So they said it was a misreading on the water, but still timing the shower issue. I'm in the shower. And it's a 1.8 gallon per minute shower head. I already found that out. I couldn't find it on the box. I haven't put it in the right spot, I guess. But it's on the internet. But it's like a lot more than what it should have been. But even though this is a later date of a reading too, so when I looked at the meter and told her over the phone what it was, this is after the days of it being, so there's probably, more gallons on there from what the actual reading would have been on the day that they read it. When they read the meter wrong. But, that's been several days. So, I've had to shower every day, obviously. So that would have made it a different number from the actual reading. But even the reading that they have on there now is like over 1,000 plus gallons more, over 1,600 gallons or something plus what the amount is and what was. So, in reference to the date they did the reading on the meter, reading it today from the date that they read the meter would obviously be larger than the actual day if they would have got it right the day they looked at it. So basically there'd be more on there because of the use, but they didn't read it right, and even reading it now, it's not as high as what it said on the bill. Reference to the gallons used. Right? So, she said to check the bill later and see if they adjust it. They've done that to me before, but I was just like, oh, what the hell? Paid it anyways. But I think they did that intentionally. Somebody did it intentionally. I don't know who. Seems like somebody did it intentionally. So it's only a 1.8 gallon, so I even shut the water off too. I put on the lowest spray right now. But it's 1.8 all the time anyway. no more than 1.8. So I look back in the day and my water bill was like $15 on the same month of last year. And I had a 1.8 gallon shower head then too. That's all I've ever had was 1.8. Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, here at this house. They're hitting me in the teeth. They're trying to make me slobber when I'm taking a shower. The fucking satellite man. The satellite man calls me a retard all the time. Calls me stupid and shit.
I have no connection to this man. This man is stalking me just to try to call me stupid all the time.
Him and his people. You know that, right? Ow, my fucking shoulder hurts. And the man trying to steal my identity. The satellite motherfucker. I guess they might have tried to arrest, or they arrested some people, I guess. I don't know. They did or not. That have been trying to steal my identity. I told them everything has to be public, you know. So if somebody's trying to murder me, it has to be public information in the media. It has to be in the media. They're not allowed to try to murder me. They're not allowed to put me on their government shit list either. He even says the government's not allowed to do that to me. I'm the last living relative and only child of my parents. I have no real brothers and sisters. Or sisters. You know, I have no real relatives, brothers or sisters.
Everybody knows that, right? The World Protocol says that too. Obviously, you haven't seen me hanging out with anybody claiming that they were my brother or sister. In reference to, you know, I mean, there might be media, you know, character history, but in reference to down to the basics of facts, you know, I'm an only child. But, you know, I've been different characters in movies and TV shows and music too. So you have to understand that kind of information.
My arm and shoulder hurt. And this fucking lady in the satellite control room keeps communicating shit, calling me a liar about my shoulder, even when there's x-rays of the injury and MRI information. This lady is hitting me in the face with a satellite transmission, calling me a liar, claiming that she's working for the government or working for an insurance company that's trying to murder me. She's one of the same ladies that stole, or she was involved in the stealing of monies when I had a back injury and they stole millions from me. And they were satelliting me in California too, the same people. So they're all tied into it together. These people. Have nothing to do with these people. The x-rays are on record. These people denied and tried to call me a liar when the Dr. Chu was in court with the x-rays and information, these people tried to call me a liar. When the x-rays are right there, you know, my body is not the exact same shape as anybody else's. And that satellite man's hitting me in the teeth. Even when I'm leaning over, trying to put the conditioner in my hair, and my shoulder and arm hurt. The satellite controller's been hitting me in the hip too. Well, at least the meter is known. It's like, let's read it. Water's off. So, you know, it's one of these things, and obviously my mother and father's security offices, you know, are not doing anything right or something, because they've never delivered anything to me. They've stolen, or they have, you know, somebody has stolen everything that anybody's tried to send. You know, and my parents own big corporations too, you know, so it's one of those things where it's, you know, and you know, these people that are haters that'll say shit about my parents or something. It's always interesting to get down to the point of information. They'll say, oh, they hate your parents because your parents owned something. Then you're like, oh, okay, well, let's see what your life has been. Oh, so you've never accomplished anything, so then you thought you'd tear down people of my race? Oh. Now, what race are you? You know, that's the point of information, of finding out who these people are, where they came from, who they're working for, and their hatred and financial crimes of stealing. Like, these people are even stealing the money from the Osgood slaughter injury that I had in the 80s. I had lifetime benefits then, and these government people tried to murder me several times. They never paid me nothing. And I guess some politician, I'm not sure which politician, but some politician's been stealing my benefits and trying to call me his relative or something. And the benefits was in the billions because of who my parents are, and athletic ability, and history of who I am, you know, my accomplishments in television, music. Because these people are haters, and they're in government. These people that are doing a lot of this. They don't have no ties to me. And there's restraining orders. And these people thought if my mother got murdered, which my mother got murdered, these government people claimed that they thought the restraining order, see, the restraining order was to protect me and my mother. And my mother was a widow. And these government people thought if my mother died, they thought there would be no restraining order anymore. When that's total bullshit. So I'm named as being victimized by these people before. So they thought if my mother died, they thought that would erase the history of which people was stalking me and my mother. You know what I mean? They thought the documents would disappear or something. Which doesn't make any sense. Why they would think that. And this motherfucker tucking the penis calls me somebody else when they're spying on me. Because they can see your penis from a satellite. You know that, right? They can see your fingers. They can see your penis. How big a person's penis is. So if they're tucking it, it makes you look German. It makes everybody look German if they're tucking your penis. I don't know how many people want to look German. But not me. My parents got murdered by Germans. So, you know, them tucking my penis is illegal. Especially when my parents got murdered by Germans. Them damaging my teeth trying to call me a German is illegal. My parents got murdered by Germans. I've had injuries from Germans before. And other races that conspired with them. My parents didn't have no criminal records. So these government people must get charged for their crimes. Water's off. Washing my face with a brush that I got from Body Shop. Can you believe that? That's supposed to be 20 minutes. I don't know if that's Just washing my ears. I gotta lean over and wash my ears too.
Is anybody got a timer on that? Like the real actual timer. Because I'm still in the shower. I'm in the shower right now. You know. I'm in the shower. I think there's something wrong with the timer. Water's off. Ears, hair, face. I wash my face with a. I wash my lips with a brush too. Lightly, you know. This shower is a little bit longer because they misread the meters. All this just pretty serious. You know, my mother had a budget set up for me, and this man is trying to steal my identity. Has been using the budget that my mother, Doris Duke, had set for me. And, you know, I'm the owner of the estates of my mother and father. They gave me everything when they were alive. And it had a lot of guidelines, of course, which I can't give nothing away, can't sign nothing away, can't sell nothing away, can't give nothing away to children, can't give nothing away to women. And, you know, everybody knows that. It's like the most strict guidelines out of anybody's history of guidelines, meaning like, can't give nothing away, can't sell nothing away, can't sign nothing away, and that's the way it is. Like if I bought something for a girl, if the relationship came to an end, she'd have to give it back, you know. Ooh. No matter what, or she could end up in prison. Because my mother was a woman, you know, so my mother knew a lot about the way women think. Well, maybe you didn't know. Yeah. Like my mother knew a lot about men. Well, my mother didn't date a lot of men or anything, even though they put it in the media. It was my father dressed up as several different people, wearing fake faces, and then in a lot of movies, my mother had a lot of stage names and character names, which she performed under. So a lot of the actresses that you hear about that was tied with my father, most of them was my mother dressed up wearing a fake face. A lot of times, if you didn't know. So, you know, my mother had probably 15 or 20 different actress names or something, maybe even more than that. And maybe 10 or 15 different musical singers, that my character names that my mother made albums under or something. Maybe more than that, I'm not sure. Because, you know, my mother and father having companies, and they just did that for, you know, variety purposes and for, you know, people to understand that the versatility and, you know, whichever. Like the Treasury knows all the names of all the characters my mother and father played in movies and TV shows. So does the Royal Monarch, is what they want you to know.
And they're not happy with this situation. Royal monarch of Europe and friendly countries that are friendly with me. We don't have nothing to do with any of the other ones that claim to be royals. Not all people come from the same royal family or history. There's people that claim to be royals, and then they tried to steal other, like there was Germans trying to claim that they were royals, and they've been stealing my money, which Germany tried to murder royals of Europe. That's even on record. So, we have nothing to do with, people that claim that they're royals and they're not. We don't have nothing to do with that shit. You know that, right? So